Well, take health into your own hands and empower yourself to lead a heart-healthy life. February is Heart Healthy Month, and Dr. Shoba is here with tips on how you can take the steps to a healthier life. Dr. Shoba, as always, it's great to see you.
Good to be here.
Yeah, so let's just talk about people who can empower themselves to really take their health into their own hands, right?
Yes, and that is so important, just to say, I can do this, I can take care of myself, I can, empower ourselves to be healthy. Because the heart health depends not only just what goes on in your heart, but in your mind. If you have depression, it affects the heart. In your thyroid, that affects the heart. You have sugar diabetes, it affects the heart. Different body parts will affect the heart. But the key is you want to take care of yourself so that you can be there for your loved one. And oftentimes we forget ourselves in trying to take care of our work, our finances, of our children.
Right, and so it's really important to have those healthy habits. You mentioned children. Make it a family affair too, because the younger you start, obviously the healthier you will be later on. But it's not too late to start, right?
That's right. And the earlier you start, the better off you are for your overall health. And when we talk about empowering ourselves and taking care of ourselves, there are two separate parts. One is identifying people who are at risk for something happening, and identifying people who already have had heart trouble and prevent further events.
Right, and so what are some of the things that people should know, and if they think or if they do have, maybe some sort of heart problems, what they can do next?
That's right. I think identifying if you are at risk for heart disease is most important. So if you can count down with us, are you older, maybe 30 or over? Do you have high blood pressure? Do you have sugar diabetes? Do you have anybody in your family that has heart trouble? If you have some of these risk factors and you smoke, you're already at fairly high risk of having heart trouble.
Right. And so if someone has heart trouble, what can they do next? What can they do in their lives right now to make sure that they can progress and they can be healthier too?
It is very important to stay healthy by eating right and exercising, whether you have heart disease or not. More of a vegetable-based diet is very important. Keeping your blood sugar and blood pressures under control is extremely important. But the key importance is in taking the medications that you've been prescribed and frequent checkups. I'll give you an example. I had a gentleman that came in day before yesterday with a massive heart attack. He had a recent stent placed in his artery in the heart, and he decided not to take his blood thinner medication, and the stent completely closed off.
Wow.
I think it's important to know why you're taking certain medications and then continue to take them as prescribed.
Yourself.
That's right.
Yes,
educate yourself.
Definitely. And so also we want to talk about risk factors. There's some risk factors out there that can definitely have an effect on your heart.
That's right. And we talked about some of the reversible risk factors like diabetes, high blood pressure. And the gentleman just sang an awesome song about homegrown tomatoes and true love, and that cannot be more heart healthy to have a vegetable-based diet, something that's grown at home. You've actually exercised in growing the tomatoes. You've spent time with your family in nurturing the tomatoes. How much depression that gets rid of. Exactly, how much depression does that get rid of? And true love, I mean, come on, if you're not depressed, you're going to want to do things. And instead of focusing on the negatives that are going on in your life, if you can focus on the positives in your life, that really does help the heart.
Right, well, and just human interaction too really does help the heart. Yeah, it does. And then also, so we talked about the risk factors, obviously, diabetes, things that can, that are genetically made up in you, but there's also some exterior risk factors that you have control over.
That's right, and one of the most important causes is blood pressure. And if you're going to add a lot of salt on the tomatoes that you just grew and you're salt sensitive, by golly, your blood pressure is going to go through the roof. If you have sleep apnea and it is not corrected, your blood pressure is going to be high. You take a lot of medications over the counter for joint pains, that can make your blood pressure go up. If you're anxious or angry, your blood pressure is going to go up, and anger and stress can cause heart attacks as well. So overall, diet and exercise, 30 minutes a day of physical activity, 10,000 steps in a day. Sounds like a lot, but try to get up and walk a little bit. Yes.
It adds up. It definitely does. And with this beautiful weather, you want to get outside and walk around, right?
Absolutely.
Well, Dr. Shoba, thank you so much. We so appreciate it. It is Heart Healthy Month. The information that she just shared with us is on your screen at that website right there, and some other great resources and tools to be heart healthy. Dr. Shoba, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.